Today I will speak about one of my favorite bands from Ireland, and I'm speaking about Primordial. Primordial until today they play something between epic doom black metal with folk and Celtic influences in their music. Let's say that when we speak about black metal, there are some guys that they want to listen only to true original orthodox black metal, or or if we can say that the true Norwegian black metal of the second wave of black metal from Norway. But let's be real, black metal is one of the genres inside metal that they have so many kinds of subgenres, and this is something very healthy and very good. Black metal, also death metal, they have so many subgenres inside them. So the same question is about, for example, another band that I like a lot, the band Mercure from Denmark, and there are many haters against this band because they don't play, let's say, original black metal. Okay, but what's the problem? I don't say if someone likes them, okay, if someone does like them, also okay, but we don't have to be so extreme about our ideas. Black metal is for everyone, and Mercury, for example, they don't play, they say that they don't play exactly black metal, they play something between folk, atmospheric, gothic, and also black metal. What's the problem? Okay, so if now we continue with Primordial. Primordial, they started from Ireland in 1987, and in the beginning they had another name. They were their name was Forsaken in the beginning, and then in these days they played something between death and thrash metal until the main man of the band, their singer and their frontman Alan Averill, came to the band. He's known by his name Nemethenka, if I prefer it well. He came in 1991, and together with him, he brought to the band the whole style of epic doom black metal. The influences from Bathory, from Celtic Frost, and influences from the Norwegian and also Greek black metal scene of these days. Now they became famous. They were, let's say, the first black metal band that became famous from England, that became famous outside of their country with their demo Dark Romanticism in 1993. Together with Primordial, I have also to speak about other two Irish bands. First of all, I have to speak about Mile Morda, if I prefer well their name. Okay. Also, they are very close to the style of Primordial. Also, they play something between epic doom metal with Celtic Irish influences in their music. And also Cruachan. Also, they played in their first album. They play even more black metal. Afterwards, they became even more folk metal. But also great songs and great albums. And now I'm continue with Primordial. Primordial, also with Mile Morda, they made a split in 2006. Also, they made a split with Catatonia from Sweden in 1996. And until now, they had made 9 studio albums and 1 EP. The EP by the name The Burning Season in 1999. But here I will try to rank their studio albums from worst to best. I have to say that there's no worst album in the whole discography of Primordial. Every album of them is great. So, for my personal reasons, I will put here, I will try to rank their albums, but also I have to say that every album is great and every album is very close one to the other. So, let's start. In the 9th place, I will put their first album, the debut album of 1995, by the name Imrama, with this great art cover in the album. Okay, here they play even more black metal. Also, they have also in this album they have their Celtic influences, but also here this is the more black metal album of them. One thing, I started to listen to Primordial from this album. First of all, I found this album in these days. These days, many people didn't know them, and in these days, I was not so inside black metal, so I didn't like it so much. And it took for me 10 years afterwards when I listened to The Gathering Wilderness, and then I started to listen to Primordial second time, and I started to love this band. In the 8th place, their second album of 1998, A Journey's End. Here also they have some black metal influences, even strong black metal influences, but here they start to have their original style of the sound of Primordial, okay? If we can say when Primordial started to be like we know them today, this is the beginning, with this second album of them. In the 7th place, one great album, but I put it here only because the other albums that will come afterwards, the album of 2014, Where Greater Men Have Fallen. Also great album. In the 6th place, another album also very great. I like it very much, even a little bit more from Where Greater Men Have Fallen, and speak about the album of 2011, Redemption at the Puritan's Hand. In the 5th place, their last album of 2018, Exile Amongst the Ruins. Great album, and I like it so much. For me, it was one of the best albums of 2018, before 2 years from now. 4th place, their third album of 2000, and I'm speaking about the album Spirit the Earth Aflame. I said to the beginning that in their first album they played even more black metal. In their second album they started the change to become even more close to their original sound of today. But in this album, with Spirit the Earth Aflame, here we can find they found their character perfect. A perfect also album. And remember, they made this album in 2000, in the year that the nu metal was so great inside the metal community worldwide. The Primordial, they played this style in these days. Now, in the 3rd place, another great album of them, and I like it so much, of 2007, To the Nameless Dead. 2nd place, until now, the most classical Primordial album, let's say, their 4th album of 2002, Storm Before Calm. And I know that many people started to listen to Primordial because of this great album. But in the first place, I will put their 5th album of 2005, The Gathering Wilderness. The Gathering Wilderness, and this is the album that I started anew to listen to them. Here there are some great songs of them, except of the Golden Spiral or the Coffin Ships. I will say also the song of the Tomb. The Song of the Tomb is one of, maybe this is the most favorite primordial song in my opinion until now. So from Israel, from Jerusalem, stay metal and stay heavy.